Hi everyone, so I know that I've been gone for a very long time. After this video posts, I'm going to go ahead and post another video that I did about 3 weeks ago. It was an extremely emotional video, and because of how emotional it was and how much I've been going through, I just didn't post it, and I just decided not to post at all. I've just been living in my bed, literally, like you can probably tell in my cheeks that I've lost a lot of weight, and there's a lot of different things that tie into that, but today I'm going to talk about depression, and this is clinical depression. As always, I'm going to read off of my computer screen, and I'm just going to kind of describe what that is, and I'm going to note some symptoms, and then I'm going to explain how that pertains to my life. So this says, and of course this is from triadmentalhealth.org. This is the 5 major categories of mental illness. I will go ahead and put all of the links below so you can go ahead and look at that yourself and you know that it's credible. So it says clinical depression that causes people to lose pleasure from daily life, can complicate other medical conditions, and can even be serious enough to lead to suicide. Depression can occur to anyone at any age and to people of any race or ethnic group. Depression is never a normal part of life, no matter what your age, gender, or health situation. Unfortunately, though treatment for depression is almost always successful, fewer than half of those suffering from this illness seek treatment. Too many people resist treatment because they believe depression isn't serious, that they can treat it themselves, or that it is a personal weakness rather than a serious mental illness. This is something that I struggled with and still continue to struggle with throughout my entire life. I never thought that depression was something that needed to be brought up or talked about because nobody wants to hear somebody else's sob story, is how I viewed it in my own mind. I always thought, oh, nobody wants to hear about that, everybody else has their own problems going on, and even to this day, I think of that in my head. So, as I mentioned in my introduction video to this series, which is now way off track, I'm so sorry for that, I mentioned the 2 different types of depression that I struggle with. I struggle with major depression, recurrent, severe, which means that I will have huge peaks of super hard depression, and it'll stay for weeks, sometimes months, and it's ongoing, and then it'll go away. And then I also deal with dysthymia, which is it's like a, I don't even really know how to describe it. It's like a steady line of depression. It's like I have my regular depression here, and then all of a sudden I'll have big huge peaks of major depression, and then I'll level back out, and I just constantly feel sad. I constantly feel this weight on my chest, and like I don't matter, and things that happen to me aren't a huge issue, nobody cares, you know, stuff like that. And I know that people care, I understand that it's just my mental illness, but it does take me down pretty hard sometimes when I have the dysthymia and the major depression at the same time. So that kind of goes into what I've dealt with in the past few weeks. I'm going to now explain some of the symptoms of depression, and this is just some of them. Some people can manifest it in a completely different way. This is just out of most cases that people see or that doctors, you know, research. These are what they see most in a lot of people, but I'm not telling you whether you have depression or whether you don't have depression. Here's my disclaimer, as always, please read it. It'll also be at the very bottom. I am not a doctor. I do not claim to be a doctor. I do not want to be a doctor. I'm just somebody who's dealing with mental illness and talking to you about mental illness. Okay, so here it says some of the symptoms of depression, and so I'm going to go ahead and read this because it has a disclaimer as well. It says, note, this listing is to be used as an educational and informational tool, not as a diagnostic instrument. See a licensed mental health clinical and or your clinician and or your primary healthcare provider if you experience at least 5 of these symptoms, and if they persist for more than 2 weeks, and if they interfere with your daily life and work previous functioning. Definitely listen to that disclaimer. Go get help if you have, even if you have 1 of these. I know it says 5, but even if you have 1 of these, that means you're going through something emotional and you need to talk to somebody. You need to talk to somebody. Don't keep it inside, okay? Please don't keep it inside. Okay, so persistent, sad, anxious, or an empty mood, kind of feeling like you're just bleh. You're just here. Loss of interest or pleasure in activities once enjoyed. I'm going to go ahead and read these, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to touch on every single one and how it pertains to my life. So number 2, loss of interest or pleasure in activities once enjoyed. 3, feelings of hopelessness or pessimism. 4, feelings of guilt, worthlessness, hopelessness. 5, sleeping too much or too little, early morning waking. Number 6, appetite and or weight loss or overeating and weight gain. 7, decreased energy, fatigue, feeling slowed down. 8, restlessness or irritability. Number 9, difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions. Number 10, persistent physical symptoms that do not respond to treatment, such as headaches, digestive disorders, constipation, and chronic pain. And 11, thoughts of death or suicide. Okay, so number 1, persistent sad, anxious, or empty mood. I kind of explained this, just feeling like blah. I always feel like, I'm here, but I'm not really here to progress in life for the day or for the week or for the month, however long I'm feeling this way. Just kind of there. Number 2, loss of interest or pleasure in activities once enjoyed. Filming videos, filming videos or doing photography or downloading music or hula hooping for me, or crafting or painting. I have so many hobbies, and I think the reason I have so many of them is because I bounce from them. Like, I'll do painting for a few months and then I'll be like, oh, I'm really depressed and I don't feel like doing that anymore, so I'll hula hoop, and then I'm like, oh, I'm feeling really depressed, I don't feel like doing that anymore. I constantly bounce through them and I constantly cycle, so I have a lot of different hobby and craft stuff in my house. It's kind of crazy. Okay, feelings of hopelessness or pessimism. For me, it always comes down to I don't matter, people don't care about what I'm going through, my feelings need to be pushed aside because other people matter more than me. Feelings, number 4 kind of ties in with that, feelings of guilt, worthlessness, or helplessness. I constantly feel guilty for everything. Even if it does not involve me directly, I feel so guilty about stuff, and it is a problem. Like, it really is kind of a problem. Okay, sleeping too much or too little or early morning waking. I have slept almost all day, every day since I got back from Montana, and for about 3 weeks before that I was sleeping all day, every day. I went to Montana for 4 days. I was so depressed and in my own head and like having nightmares and stuff that I left my trip early. I was supposed to be there for like 10 days and I left early because my mental illness was getting the best of me. I just wanted to be home so badly, and I really missed out on a lot, and that makes me sad. But don't ever force yourself to be in a situation where, like, if you feel like you want to go home or you need to go to a comfortable place, go to that place. You don't have to make excuses. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. Just say, I want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. I need to go do something for myself. And those that love you will understand. Even if they don't fully get your mental illness, if they love you and if they care about you, they will be 100%, down with getting you to where you need to be, and they will help you do that. My best friend was amazing when it came to me saying, I want to leave early. She was a little hurt and she was a little sad that I didn't want to stay, but she understood. So, love you, Shelby. Thank you very much for that. That's amazing. So, appetite and or weight loss or overeating and weight gain. I forget to eat all the time when I'm depressed. It's a horrible thing. I don't really know why I do it. it's something that I just don't really think about. I just don't eat. I'll sleep instead. It's very detrimental to my health. So number 7 is decreased energy, fatigue, feeling slowed down. Definitely ties in with sleeping too much or too little. When I'm depressed, it's what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I slept until 10. I don't understand. I don't get it. But yeah, no energy to do anything. I can barely even make myself food. Like, I just don't, I don't know, you can see from the huge bags underneath my eyes, like, I just do not have energy to do anything when I am, like, really depressed, and it sucks. I'm sorry I keep looking at myself. It's because I know that I look horrid. Okay. Restlessness or irritability. I get so bitchy when I am depressed, and I don't mean to. It's not something that I consciously do. I really try hard not to get like that. It's a struggle sometimes, but I do get really on edge, and it's because I'm already a really sensitive person, and then when I'm depressed I get ultra sensitive, so it's really difficult. Oh, it sucks. Okay, difficulty concentrating, remembering, or making decisions. This one's really hard with dysthymia, which is the one that's like a consistent level of depression. Simply because I can't remember anything. I can't remember if I took my medication. I can't remember if I ate. I can't remember if I downloaded a certain song. I cannot remember stuff like that, and it's because my brain is working so hard already dealing with all of, like, the overwhelming sadness that I feel that, well, this is my own perception of it. I think that my brain is working so hard dealing with all of the sadness that I have on a regular basis that it doesn't have time to think of those little things. It's almost like my parasympathetic system completely shuts down. Number 10 is persistent physical symptoms that do not respond to treatment, such as headaches, digestive disorders, constipation, and chronic pain. And I deal with that on a regular basis, constantly getting headaches, like I said, constantly getting panic attacks, constantly just not feeling good, you know. And my depression has gotten so bad over the last couple of days that I'm physically sick. Like, not only is my household full of sick people, but I'm physically sick. I don't want to move. I don't want to get up and do anything. I came downstairs today because I got a tiny spark of motivation, which is nice. I hope that I'll be able to film some more videos, but I honestly don't know. We'll have to see. And then number 11, which is a very serious one, is, all of these are serious, obviously, but number 11 really reigns true to my heart, is thoughts of death or suicide. I have attempted suicide on a few different occasions. I won't go into how many times or what I did or anything like that, but it is a serious thing. If somebody says that they're suicidal or that they feel like they don't want to live anymore, or if you're feeling like that, do not take that lightly. There are so many different numbers and websites that I list underneath all of these videos. If you feel that way, or you know somebody that feels that way, get in contact with somebody who can help you. These hotlines that I list the numbers for, they're free hotlines. You don't have to pay anything. They're anonymous. You don't have to tell them your name. Your parents don't have to get involved. Nothing like that. It is imperative that you get help when you need help. I don't want you to sit there and feel like nobody's there to help you, because they are. Get a hold of a mental health professional. Go to the ER if you feel like you're going to hurt yourself. Even if it's not suicide, even if it's just, you know, feelings of harming yourself, burning yourself, or pinching yourself, or cutting yourself, go get help. Do not sit there and deal with that misery by yourself. I know that misery is comfortable. I know, because I've been there. I live that. But don't get so stuck in it that you feel like you have no way out, because you do have a way out. You do. And it's not suicide. Don't do it. It's not worth it. There's so many people out there who love you. And even if you feel like there's nobody that loves you, I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. I do. And I love you to the point where I want you to get some help. I want you to go live life. I don't want you to end it because of emotional problems. I don't want you to go through what I went through when I was younger. It's not fun. It's not an easy road. It's easier to get help than it is to live in misery. And I know that sounds kind of backwards, but it's true. Once you take that first step to get help, it is so much easier to talk about everything than keep it inside. Because I always, whenever I used to hold stuff in, I constantly felt like I was going to just burst at the seams every second anybody talked to me. My voice was constantly shaky. I was constantly feeling like I was going to cry. I would have to leave class sometimes because I just wanted to go to the bathroom and break down and cry. Don't live like that. It's not worth it. Go get some help. Please go get some help. If you feel like you have depression, please go get help. Please go get help. Please go get help. I wish somebody told me that 5 years ago. Go get help. Then I wouldn't have, scars all over my arms and a past that makes me want to cry every time I think about it. Just go get some help, okay? I'm happy that I get to talk to you guys like this. I'm happy that I was motivated enough to come downstairs and ultimately recorded a video. I'm going to go ahead and edit it now. I don't do much editing with these videos. I like it to stay as raw as possible. Yeah, I hope that you guys find it inside of yourselves to get help if you need help. And I thank you very much for watching these videos, and I hope that I'll be back soon. Okay, bye guys.